subscribe and ring the bell to never miss an update.
Hello everyone. Today on Lady Mary Beth, we are estate sale shopping. We're coming in on day 2 of the sale, which is actually an advantage because the entire house is 30% off. Join me for treasure hunting. I found out about this sale yesterday when I was filming at a Goodwill. My friend Carrie messaged that she found a Fostoria square cake stand for $15. I knew I had to pop in just before closing. I'll show you some of the treasures that I found. A Waterford Crystal glandor vase for $25 and the Waterford Lismore celery dish for $12. This retailed for $100 back in the 90s. It was one of the first pieces in the Lismore collection made in Germany. Some other items that I found, 2 placemats that are from Pier 1 Imports. They're originally priced $20. And these I will use as a base for a centerpiece, not necessarily for a placemat. And a lovely table runner, which will be great for my entryway. And I'm most excited about this mantle scarf. It is velvet with touches of gold and tassels. Just love it. I got all of these linens for $12. It was definitely worth paying full price yesterday, and I can't wait to show you inside. Welcome to this estate sale hosted by the Emily Stiles Company. In this 5,000 square foot home, we are going to discover some treasures. This is the first of 2 sales they will host. There's still some rooms they haven't gotten to, the master bedroom, the kitchen. Many more treasures await, and I hope to bring that to you in a future segment. Estate sales are always exciting. We never know what we'll discover, and sometimes it happens to be a pattern that we have or something we've always wanted to collect. We can also think of our friends too if there's something that's on their wish list. This crystal cornucopia is definitely European. It is not Waterford. Beautiful piece for $45, of course less the discount today. And cloisonne. This is a stunning piece. Would definitely be the belle of the ball on your table. And I'll tell you more about the history of cloisonne, how it's made. And it's actually quite an old art. This one is $60, and of course the additional 30% today. Cloisonne is the ancient art of decorating metal objects with color separated by thin metal strips or wire, usually gold in color. We can trace this back to the Ming Dynasty. There are examples in museums all over the world. Imagine this with white roses. What a statement piece. It's a good idea to preview the estate sale photos online. You can do that by following the estate sale company or go to estatesales.net, type in a zip code, and that way you have the lay of the land and you can better figure out where these pieces are located in the home. And usually the grandfather clock is downstairs. Such a stately piece. Made by the Howard Miller Company, my favorite clockmaker. $4,000 is the initial price, 30% off today, and it actually is their last day of the sale. It's a good idea to talk to the estate sale company if you're interested in a big ticket item. Fostoria American is well represented in this home. The all-purpose bowl you could use for punch or salad. A covered casserole is actually quite an interesting piece. You can use for many purposes, including jewelry storage. Vintage lunch boxes. These take me back to the 70s. I actually didn't have the Charlie's Angels, although that would have been one of my top picks had I had that opportunity. I actually had Holly Hobby, and there's a great market for these with resale. And they actually did sell quite fast. The Nachtmann company made these beautiful cut to clear wines known as a Römerglas in Germany. In the jewel tone colors, what a great addition to your table. You will notice the stem is also cut. It's not only beautiful, but it gives you a better grip for your glass. I was very interested in grabbing these the second day of the sale. Our favorite cut to clear is here. This is made by the Nachtmann company in Germany. And how do we know this? Because it has that unique Traube design that they are known for. The Hock wines are priced at $25 each. The decanter is $75, and at 30% off, these are excellent prices. The showstopper in the home is this gorgeous chandelier. The dining room is anchored by this stately piece, and I just think it is marvelous. It's not in my budget today, but it is a beauty. Chandeliers are making a comeback, and this one is definitely a cut above. It's priced at $23,000 before the discount today, and they tell us it is the Old South pattern. I believe this to be from the Old World collection made by Schonbek. That's a company that started in 1870 in Bohemia and was founded by Adolf Schönbeck. He later immigrated to Canada and ended up in Plattsburgh, New York, where they design, engineer, and manufacture all of their chandelier parts. And they do use some Swarovski crystal. Have you ever wondered what's behind the sparkle with Swarovski crystal? It's quite interesting. These are machine cut and polished and then treated with an invisible coating that I've often heard is marble dust. It is part art, part science. It is definitely technical perfection through optical purity. The Schonbek company was actually purchased by Swarovski in 2007. Today it is owned by WAC Lighting. One of my favorite Christmas patterns, and such an amazing collection. I'm sure there is some great entertaining at this home over the years. And there is some Lenox Holiday Nouveau, which is a modern take on the classic design. Perfect for tea time. And at 30% off, I have an idea for all of these dishes. There's an abundance of this classic pattern that launched in 1974. The Lenox Holiday has graced many Christmas tables. It's a pattern that I always wanted to collect, and I did so starting a few years ago. Acquired most of my pieces at the Bluebird Circle. This Compote is well priced today at $14. It's $26 on replacement, so we know that that's a fair price. And for the entire dinnerware set, it works out to be $205. What a deal. A settee is perfect for an entry or bedroom. This is a lovely piece that is actually caned with a custom-made Du Peony silk cushion. At half price, I would maybe consider it at $600, and perhaps you could even talk to the estate sale company with the bigger ticket items. A pair of lamps is always a good idea. And they have lots of birds in this home, and they're individually priced. Of course, you probably would want to buy the pair. I also see birds in some of their artwork. And a classic china pattern that's actually made in California. Flintridge was very popular in the mid-century. That beautiful back stamp. It would go with so many different looks. You could take that from modern to traditional, and it's perfect for dinner or tea service, complete with a sugar and creamer. And you can tell by the handles that is more 1960s inspired. There was a similar pattern they had on the first day of the sale that sold rather quickly. And I find that china is well priced at estate sales because most people are not in the market. Beeswax candles, these came from a very high-end gift shop called Dickinson Interiors, $20, and today they're $7. Tie a gold ribbon around that, you've got a great hostess gift, displayed in a Gorham crystal bowl. I probably should have taken home this pineapple bottle opener. Let's see what might be in the china cabinet. Even though it's 30% off today, I might be willing to chance it to see if I could get these beautiful compotes at half price. And it is labeled Waterford Crystal. See how it sparkles. An exquisite piece, and rather large too. I featured an episode on compotes, and I share my collection and many different uses for these. I invite you to take a look at that. We'll see if these might still be there. on the last day of the sale. Such a beauty. The platinum rim stemware, of course, would go very well with that flint ridge china. Crystal basket and silver plated butter dish. Why not? And more birds. Fostoria American. We haven't seen the extensive collection. We will take a look at that in just a bit. They have fine taste. Absolutely love their collections and tabletop. Their copper engraved prints are exquisite. Perhaps they traveled overseas and brought these home to have custom framed. Just love these. I hope they go to a good home. They have a nice selection of copper engraved prints. This is a great way to add art and a bit of history to your home. I sometimes find these at thrift stores and consignment shops. I invite you to take a look at a previous segment on the channel from the early days. It's an often overlooked episode, and I share lots of history and how these are made. I will link it up above and in the video description. It is quite costly to have copper engraved prints framed, anything for that matter, and I usually spend $300 or more on just a small print. I find them on eBay and in thrift stores. $12,000 is very high, even though that is something from the Audubon collection. Maybe there's a story behind it. Perhaps we could research that a bit more, but from 1860, I can see that that is valuable. Be sure to look everywhere at estate sales because there's just so much to see, things on the floor, things up high. And of course, bigger than a Buick, these crystal lamps are fabulous. And the shades look to be in okay shape, but once you look at the interior, you realize they should be replaced, which gives you an opportunity to show your style. Adding a pair of crystal lamps to your home is always a good idea. These have gone down to $105 each today. They are the quality of Waterford crystal, though I don't recognize this interesting shape at the bottom. Traditionally, they were round, and in modern times, Waterford has created some square bases, and now their lightingware division is dissolved. These do need new shades, and you could get creative and even add a modern touch. And here's an overview of the dining and living that has become sort of a gift show. And there's some mid-century everyday. This is a pattern that I've actually seen quite often, but I don't know much about. If you happen to have this, I'd love to hear from you. 17 pieces, $40, less 30% on the second day of the sale. And collectibles. There's just a lot to see, and wait until we go upstairs. This quilt sold very quickly, and here is just a small example of the Fostoria American pattern. You can see it's a bit picked over. My friend Carrie found the cake stand on the second shelf of this piece right here because she looked at the pictures and she could see the railing and she knew she should head upstairs. The Fostoria American pattern launched in 1915. They have quite a selection here at this estate sale. This is priced at $25 plus the discount. That's a good price. This is the most successful pattern in U.S. glassmaking history. There were over 400 shapes made from this single pattern. And you can see all of the beautiful artwork and collections from up above. More quilts and Fostoria American. Stemware, plates, a set of 8 for $80. At half price, $40 for a set of 8 sounds a bit more reasonable. It is a classic pattern. I do like it. And here is something that you wouldn't expect to sell quickly, but you would be surprised. I'm not gonna lie, Pinocchio is highly collectible. This is a Disney toy from 1962. It is Italian Ledra vinyl. $30 less 30% is a steal if you're a collector because these actually sell for $120 on eBay. One of the Pinocchios sold, and I was asking the lady if she might know more about it, and I shared some information. She said, I just wanted something to go with my Christmas decor, and then shortly after, someone bought the rest of the collection. Look at these beautiful plates. Oh, and now we've got some more folks coming in. Everyone is excited to shop the sale. And things start to go very quickly. And unfortunately, I didn't get the cut to clear from Nachtmann. Someone else beat me to it. And I did share some history with the customer. He was not familiar with it. I hope that he enjoys his glasses. But I did get the Lenox Holiday, and I am splitting it with a friend. And we each have at least 12 place settings and a few serving pieces. Let's follow the yellow brick road. You'd be amazed at what we're finding here today. Everything from the Wizard of Oz, collectibles, cookie jars, and the Courageous Lion. I've never seen so many pieces in one room. There's also a Madame Alexander doll collection. And that is the premier doll maker. My children had Madame Alexander when they were young, but unfortunately they didn't really play with dolls, so we ended up giving those away. The ruby slippers. I had never seen these cookie jars. There are also some religious items that they collect. And this looks to be an older piece, perhaps even from Europe. Look at all that detail. 1800, of course, with a discount. And the scarecrow. I think they have the complete collection. Here's a look at the back stamp. And you'll see that this is number 197 of 1,939 made from Star Jars. The limited edition is certainly a plus for collectors, and it adds to the value. Do you recognize this man? He's from a very iconic film, and he actually has two faces. Let's take a look. We turn him around, and we see a different side to the wizard. These collectible cookie jars are made by Star Jars. Many of them are signed and numbered and worth a lot. These are $150 today, less 30%, and they go for several hundred on the secondary market. My friend Carrie has found the grand prize today. She is a cake baker and has found the Waterford Crystal Arcade Cake Pedestal. It has notched corners, it is square including the base. I'm not sure of the value, I've not even seen it before, but I have a feeling it is worth well over $1,000. She's very happy. And I see something on the floor that is very familiar. You probably have seen this in stores and maybe didn't know quite what it was. Some are hand painted, made in Japan, Europe. Always look at the back stamp. You'll find that quite a few are made in Prussia, Royal Urstadt, in what is today modern Germany. You find unusual items at estate sales. This is actually a hair receiver and quite a nice collection, more than I've ever seen in one place. These were used by ladies in the Victorian era to place the hair from their brushes, and with it they would make pin cushions and hair rats, which is actually a sort of pillow that's used as a lift in their hairdos. I've also seen braided jewelry made in that era and hair art, which is highly collectible. My friend Judy has some hair art. This one is unique because it's actually footed. Some of these are also hand painted because China painting was quite popular in the Victorian era. This one is made in Germany. I do see these in antique shops, and I wonder if folks really understand the meaning behind it. We find these in thrift stores and antique shops. They're not going away. What can we do to embrace this treasure from the Victorian era? You could place cotton balls inside for your vanity, paper clips on your desk, use it as a jewelry holder. There are many creative ways that we can utilize this thing from the past. Quite a large collection of Scotty dogs from different eras, even those planters. They must have had Scotties. These dishes I also found downstairs. Make sure you shop the entire home so that you don't miss out on a complete set. An aerial view of the busy shoppers. This estate sale company is good at replenishing. I liked that on the second and third days of the sale, we had plenty of merchandise. And there goes Pinocchio. He's going to be part of the Christmas decor, and the rest of the collection sold minutes later. I did have a chance to speak with the owner, and he confirmed that this is a Schonbek chandelier that he purchased from Eileen Schonbek, the granddaughter of the founder of the company. The Lenox Holiday is going, gone. That biscuit barrel would have been a nice addition. I probably should have considered that. And the owner actually was the largest private collector of McDonald's memorabilia. You may have seen Ronald McDonald on the table just a moment ago. I have a feeling that we're going to see this during the next estate sale at this home. These are nice buffet lamps, well priced. And I'm partial to crystal. Those finials are a nice touch. The owner confirmed that these are Stiffel, and that is definitely European lead crystal. Beautiful lamps. They actually went down to $75 each on half price day. Red is a great choice for all seasons. These ruby ice beverage glasses, set of 12, actually set of 24, but you could just choose to buy one box. Well priced. Here's a look at that caned seating. Great settee. And they also have lovely artwork, beautifully framed. They probably traveled. You can tell that they have a very curated collection with lots of thought put into all of their decor. And I'm anxious to see what we find in the next sale. And I spotted some Boutique. I missed this the first couple of times that I looked in the china cabinet, and it was hiding back here. $12 less 30%. Yes, please. The Irish Parian china is exceptional and highly collectible. More birds. These are $30 each. Of course, you have to factor in that savings you get on the second or last day of the sale. I like all the colors. That would even be nice with a table centerpiece. Beautiful colors. I saw my friend Kelly shopping this sale today, and she had a great idea. Remove the glass insert and use this silver-plated casserole for books to stand upright, place on a shelf, and that is definitely a way to repurpose this traditional dish. The flatware is hiding inside this buffet. It's $500 less $30 or $50, depending on second or third day of the sale, for 137 pieces. It is prestige silver plate. It's quite a complete collection with spoons, even cocktail forks. And you can tell that it was well cared for. That's handy to have the silver chest built in to your server. Individual butter knives, iced teaspoons, which of course we definitely have those in the South, a slotted serving spoon, sort of an Art Deco pattern, and there's that hallmark, prestige plate. The Hickory buffet looks like it's $2,000. I think for the half price sale that would be reasonable, especially with that built-in silver chest. It's the last day of the sale and everything in the house is 50% off. This Waterford crystal decanter is now $30. There are some deals to be had today. Let's take a look and see what's left. The last day of the sale means that you have serious buyers, including resellers. A lot of times antique dealers will bring their trailers and they buy everything they can. And this, I think, is a hidden gem. We're going to take a closer look at this secretary. $450 is the initial price, so you know that's a deal today. And this can actually segue from a living room to an entryway, study, or even a bathroom. You could store towels, soaps. If you have the space, I've actually seen it work quite well. It's a beautiful piece. And if you're looking for an affordable addition to your living room, this really would be a great option. That's one more reason to shop estate sales. The last day of the sale is an opportunity to get some great deals and to see things that might have been overlooked on previous days just because there was so much in the home. This secretary looks to be mahogany, has ball and claw feet. It has gone down to $225. That is an exceptional price. Fostoria American is still well represented here with candle holders and footed dessert dishes you could certainly use for champagne in a pinch. Dorothy is still here with her friends. I'm thinking that resellers will pick these up at $75 today to put on eBay. They can definitely make a profit. I'm not sure if there's a market for Madame Alexander dolls. I like to shop the last day of the sale because things suddenly appear to me that I didn't quite notice the day before, and this antique piece is perfect. If you have the right wall space for it, fill it with collectibles, books, could go in a library. It is $900 today, complete with a key. It's a fantastic piece. You'll notice Pinocchio is gone. He's left the building. And we see some more pieces to that Wizard of Oz collection. There's No Place Like Home cookie jar. Actually, quite like that with the rainbow. And lots of toys that have not been opened to preserve their value, of course. And I see lots of lamps here, some of which I hadn't noticed the day before. And even as you walk down the stairs, there's something to see. Cobalt ice cream dishes, 1950s china. And that cloisonne vase, I think, sold the second day of the sale. Lots of dishes, too. It really depends on what you're looking for. Some folks come for reselling or for finding gifts, or perhaps a new chandelier. And the dining table, of course, is also for sale. It didn't even focus on that. Could add some sparkle with this. The owner was telling me that he would pay $500 to have it cleaned once a year. Of course, you could also do it yourself. More birds. A new flock has flown in. And I think the china will sell very quickly at half price day. I did not see this artwork. Look at that. It is fabulous. Lots of information on this too. Beautiful chimes. This Howard Miller clock is half price today, $2,000. Wouldn't that be a nice addition to your home? With the grandfather clocks, you can usually set 3 different chimes, and you can also silence it at night. We have one in our living room. I'm sure you've seen in previous segments in our home. This artwork is $50, well matted and framed, from a Picasso collection. Limited edition. An etched picture for $20. This would also make a great gift. Look at the beauty of this piece. My friend Carrie is taking home this etched picture, complete with original sticker, great for gifting. And the compotes are still here. Waterford compotes are always a great idea, and with the additional 50% off, this is now $30, and the sweet and petite compote is $20. Think of the possibilities of this all-important tabletop essential. You could fill it with some candies, wrap it in cello, and you've got a great gift. This decorative dish is $25 today, has a bit of chinoiserie, and the matching piece is upstairs. So when you shop an estate sale, make sure you go to every room because some things do get separated. And the cornucopia is still available in a jade plant. I remember seeing some of these at B&B Consignment in the Dallas area. You take a look at that previous segment. If you're in Dallas, it's a great place to shop. Would be a nice centerpiece as well. $75 is a steal for each of these crystal lamps from Stiffel.
Absolutely love it, especially with the light.
We have light. Look how the crystal lamps sparkle. $75 each now. That would be a great opportunity to have something affordable and a classic beauty for your home.
The goblets may be gone, but the Nachtmann Traube decanter is still available at $37.50. Though I probably would not have purchased it since we don't have a wet bar anymore. We're more focused on the coffee tea bar. I would have purchased those wines. I think they were fabulous. But I was more focused on the Lenox Holiday as the doors opened. I wanted to make sure I got that. And now I have plenty of place settings. These are sweet dessert plates for $12.50 for the set. Another great gift idea. This silver-plated Oneida tray is $7.50. This could also be part of a gift. You could place some tea, teacup and saucer, something interesting on top, and you're actually saving money from gift boxes and a bag.
$7.50 for an Oneida silver-plated tray is always a good idea. This could be the base for a glass cloche, for centerpiece, just about anything. And of course, you could use it for beverage glasses.
Hand-painted porcelain was popular in the Victorian era all through the 1970s. These berry bowls are $7.50. Aren't they sweet? Let's turn it over and look at the back stamp. They are made in Bavaria, Germany, and the pattern is called Louise.
I was about to check out, made one more pass through, and I found a piece of Herend for $4. This is a company that started in Hungary in 1826. What a great deal.
This pattern is Nanking in the rust color, which is named after Nanjing, China, where my parents lived for a time, and that's an even sweeter deal today.
So glad you joined me today for this estate sale with some fabulous finds. My friend Lydia and I are splitting the Lenox Holiday pattern, and she's taking home these birds. Thanks again for joining Lady Mary Beth. Elevate your everyday with estate sales.